Today's focus will be on similar shapes. So the very first step is we need to be able to find scale factor from similar shapes. The second step is to be able to use the scale factor to find length and also area. And finally, we need to be able to apply scale factor of algebra. The bottom three is what it looks like, and keywords you're going to see today are mathematically similar, length, and also area. So the first example I'm going to run you through is this. You have two shapes, and you can clearly tell that this is the bigger one, because you can see this side and this side right here. So here are my steps. In order to find a scale factor, we got to take the big divided by small. So in this case, the bigger length divided by smaller length, because they're both corresponding. Once you find the scale factor, you need to decide if you're going to go from small to big or big to small. Because in this case, we're going from small to big, because we need to find the bigger unknown. We would then multiply by scale factor. So the answer is like this. 4.2 divided by 2.8 to give you a scale factor of 1.5. In order to go from small to big, we take 4 times 1.5 to get 6, and your answer is 6. Okay, similarly, in this case, we need to take the big divided by small when we find a scale factor. But this time we'll go from big to small, because clearly it's bigger than this guy. If we go from big to small, we now need to divide. Here's your answer right here. So 9.6 divided by 6 gives you 1.6. We then take 9 divided by a scale factor of 1.6 and we get 5.625. Okay, pause the video for you to try this one. Okay, so this is a slightly challenging, but same idea. In this case, this is our known corresponding sides. So you take the big divided by small, so 9 divided by 6 to give you 1.5, and that's the scale factor. We then take 8 times our scale factor of 1.5, and we get this whole entire length to be 12. Once we have that, we take 12 minus 8, and we get that small little guy to become 4 centimeters. Okay, so to advance from that, what I want to ask you is to try and find the trapezium, which is right here. Now in this case, you could find it this way. Take the big area minus the small area, and you have that area right there, that trapezium. So how to do it is, and you already know that this is already 12 from the previous question, we find the small area, 6 times 8, we then divide by 2, because it's a right angle triangle, we get 24 centimeters squared. We take the big one, 9 times 12. Not 9 times 8, but 9 times 12. And then we divide by 2, we get 54. We subtract the both, and we get ourselves 30 for the trapezium. Okay, look at this question. Just looking at algebra, people will just skip this, but don't, okay? You can do this. How it works is, pay attention to the things that you do know, okay? In this case, you look at the corresponding sides, and you know that they're not like, well, normal numbers, but still, you could work with it. So the very first one is you take 4x divided by x. That gives you a scale factor of 4. Once you've done that, you now could try and solve for what x is by looking at this one. You say 4 times this one, because we go from small to big, we times it, you work out the normal way, you get x is 10. Because they're asking for the width of the badge, we take 4 times 10, and we get ourselves 40 centimeters. So, in summary, in order to find the scale factor, we take big divided by small. To find the bigger length, you multiply. To find the smaller length, you divide. This is probably the key point right here, and if you want to copy down any notes, this would be the idea to copy. So these are the things we worked on today. What I want to do is try a couple multiple choice questions for you to see whether or not you understand. I'll pause those ones for you to try as well. This is the very first one. You might want to pause. Okay, so we find the corresponding side that we do know. From 16 to 24, we times by 1.5. So from 10 to here, we times by 1.5, and we get 15. Our next one to pause and try. So for this one, similar idea, we take our corresponding sides, 12 divided by 8 to get 1.5, and for this one, we take 10 times by 1.5 to get your big side. Now don't forget to subtract them. So we take 15 minus 10 to get 5. So this little guy is 5. Most people make a mistake of just saying 15. So be careful, read the question. And finally, pause and try this one. Right, you know the drill by now. You know that this is 15. You find the bigger area. You find the small area, which happens to be these two. You subtract them, you get yourself 50 centimeters squared. I hope you enjoyed this video.